Welcome all of you, comrade. Now we have started Facebook live telecast also. Pradhanji, we can commence the meeting. And you can start the meeting, sir.
Okay. So all comrades, good afternoon and welcome to the virtual meeting organized by AIPRPA in connection with the proposed nationwide strike to be organized on 28th and 29th of March this year. Major working class unions have given this call to observe 2 days nationwide strike. In support of the strike, All India Postal and RMS Pensioners Association decided to support the action to be taken by the major organizations like CQ and others. And for this purpose, we have organized this All India virtual meet. I welcome all the participants to this meeting. I welcome today our patron and veteran leader of trade union movement and patron of National Coordination Committee of Pensioners Association, NCCPA, Comrade VAN Namboodiri is present to present an important keynote on the proposed nationwide strike and importance of the retirees and pensioners in connection with the 2 days nationwide strike. He will be presenting a speech on this. In addition, some other guests will be there. Comrade C.C. Pillai was expected to join this meeting today. Though I could not see his name in the participant, in due course, whenever he will come, we will welcome him. Again, I welcome all the comrades and the guests for this today's meeting in support of the 2 days nationwide strike proposed on 28th and 29th March 22. Comrade KRG is much here. He is controlling all the sites, technical sites of this meeting and other important work related to virtual meetings, etc. I also welcome him and I request him to start today's meeting and submit his brief. Comrade KRG.
Comrades. Thank you, Comrade Pradhanji. I request all comrades to put their mic in off position. All comrades are requested to put their mic unmuted, in muted condition. Only the president and the main speaker will keep their mic on. I welcome all of you, especially the President, Comrade Ragate, the main speaker and the presenter of the keynote address, Comrade Namboodiri. He is the patron of NCCPA. Comrade KG Jayaraj, General Secretary, AIPRPA is very much with us. Comrade Krishna Rao, the General Secretary of Karnataka PNT Pensioners Association is with us. Comrade Krishna Rao,
Comrade KR Sahab, Comrade KR ji.
Yes.
Some echoes are heard.
Yeah, yes. But it will all right. It will be all right in due course.
Okay.
Similarly, Comrade SK Sharma, the General Secretary of the President of Jaipur Rajasthan CGP organization, and many central headquarters, comrades and friends. I welcome all of you to the national web meeting of AIPRPA CHQ. In support of 2 days national strike of the working class. The topic we have selected today is the 2 days nationwide strike, its importance and the role of pensioners and retirees. Comrade B.I. Namboodiri, the patron of NCCPA and also ex-General Secretary of BSNL Employees Union. And a senior leader of the PNT and Central Government Employees Movement. Today will present the main paper on the topic. I welcome him and also all the important leaders who are present here. I welcome all of you. And initially, I can take 5 minutes to deal the subject on the hand. Comrades, the 2 days strike of the working class is not the first of its kind. It has been going on for the past 4 decades and more. The main struggle of the Indian working class is against the liberalization policies pursued by successive governments at center and also in many states. Because of those struggles, we can be proud to say that the process and the speed of privatization is being halted in many places. But for the struggle of the Indian working class, definitely the liberalization process would have been much more ahead in India. It is definitely a fact that today's government, central government, is bent upon speeding the process of privatization in the name of national monetization pipeline, etc. Therefore, the Indian working class has no other goal but to agitate by mobilizing themselves and protest these policies against liberalization. The main issue today is what is the role of the pensioners and retirees in this strike. Because we are retired from services, because we are no more in the employees front, what is the role that we can have in the strike of the Indian working class? Actually, comrades, if we analyze the facts very clearly, that because of these strikes, that the process of, even though the process of privatization of pension has started some years back, and many rights and privileges available to the pensioners community are denied to the NPS pensioners.
Comrade, some sound disturbing.
It was mainly the struggle of the Indian working class that could secure some concessions. Actually, the DCRG was not available to the NPS people. The family pension was denied to the families of NPS pensioners. Because of the struggle launched by the Indian working class together, we could secure some advancement in that area. Today, DCRG is available to them also. Similarly, if the NPS employee dies in service, family pension, as under CCS Pension Rules 1972, will be paid to the families of the NPS people also. Today, many state governments, one after another, is coming out openly and announcing that NPS will be ended. Because these are all the advancements we could secure only because of the united struggle of the working class. The pensioners community on its own definitely cannot succeed in our endeavor to end all these menaces. It is also a fact that we are disunited today. Many pensioners are there in our country. Crores of pensioners are there. Crores of family pensioners are there. But hardly 20% of them are unionized. Therefore, on our own, we cannot defeat these policies. And there is a vast section in our society who are not getting any social security benefits. They are working in unorganized sectors and even in organized sectors, but several lakhs and crores of employees and workers are retiring without any social security benefits. We can see that aged people, 60, 70, 80, are working in many places in order to survive, in order to meet their livelihood. Therefore, the pensioners and retirees have no other goal but to join with the Indian working class and the independent federations and unions and associations. In order to fight against the policies of liberalization that are attacking the pension and social security. Comrades, I am very much aware that there are echo in this today's meeting. Because technically I cannot resolve it. I request all of you to keep your mics in muted position.
Comrade, you can mute all. There is an option.
If I can do it,
Yeah, please.
I can also do it. But if I do it, then the main speaker and all comrades, their mic will be muted. Anyway, I have no other go, but I have to do it. And I request our President, Comrade Rahate, and the main speaker, Comrade Namboodiri, kindly switch on when their mic is muted. With these words, I conclude my initiation process and I request the President to invite the main speaker and we carry on with the meeting. Thank you very much, Comrade.
Thank you, Comrade KRG. As I told, today's meet will be addressed by the. As I told, today's meet will be addressed by.
Comrade Rahate, your mic is muted. Please unmute and speak.
Oh yeah, yes, sorry sir. Sorry sir, yes. So Comrade V.N. Namboodiri will today submit a keynote on this subject. I request Comrade V.N. Namboodiri to deliver his speech.
Respected President, Comrade D.K. Rahate, President of AIPRPA, respected Comrade C.C. Pillai, am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Respected Comrade C.C. Pillai, veteran leader and advisor AIPRPA, respected Comrade K. Raghavendran, General Secretary of AIPRPA, and also organizer of this webinar, respected leaders, Comrade S.K. Sharma, Comrade K.V. Krishna Rao, Comrade K.G. Jairaj, General Secretary of the AIBDPA, and senior other leaders. I am happy that AIPRPA has organized this webinar on the 2-day general strike on 28 and 29 March 2022 and the role of the pensioners in making the strike successful. Is my voice clear?
Audible, sir.
Audible. Okay. The subject given to me to speak is March 28-29, 2 days strike of workers, importance and role of pensioners and retirees. We are all, first of all, I may welcome all the comrades, senior comrades and others who are present. And we have a lot of experience in the field, working as employees, retirees, leaders of the movement, and other things. So I may take the humble position that many of our comrades who are in this may be knowing much more than me. But anyway, since I have been given this choice to present the case, I am presenting it. It is well known to all of us that working class along with the farmers in India have given a call for a 48-hour strike on 28 and 29 March 2022 on a 12-point charter of demands. Countrywide full preparations are going on for making the strike successful. Only a few days back, the 40th anniversary of the one-day general strike of 19 January 82 was observed as per the call of the Central Trade Unions. Most of us have participated in a strike in 1982, 40 years back. It was the first general strike in India against the anti-worker, anti-people policies of the central government by not only the workers, but also by other downtrodden sections like peasants, agricultural workers, youth, etc. The central government employees, including P&D workers, can be proud that they have also participated in the strike. Comrade B.T. Ranadive, CITU President, stated about the strike as follows: by combining the demands of the workers with the pressing demands of the peasants and the agricultural workers, with the demands of the suffering people against fleecing prices, the trade union movement is taking steps to unite all currents opposed to exploiting rule of the bourgeois landlord class of the authoritarian party and seeks to discharge the historic responsibility of the working class towards the people. That 19 January be a worthy demonstration of the new role of the trade union movements. Our defense of the workers with the defense of the people interests. That is what Comrade P.T. Comrade Turanga Suirao. organized Surya Rao.
Comrade, from somebody is having their mic on or some disturbance or TV disturbance. Please put off. Yes, comrade. Comrade Namboodiri ji.
Also, nationwide general strike of the 19 January 82 strike by the joint platform of central trade unions and other independent federation has been preceded by 1 year widespread campaign against the anti-worker, anti-people policies being resorted by the central government. Peasants, agricultural workers, youth, and others participated in the historic strike. At that time also, it was the 13-point charter demands adopted by the National Convention on 4th June 1981. That included grant of statutory minimum wage, remunerative prices for agricultural products, utilization of public distribution system at subsidized rates, etc. The convention was followed by a massive march to Parliament on 23rd November 1981 with the participation of LACO workers, which culminated the Boat Club Maidan near the Parliament House. I still remember that convention in which I also participated. For each strike, general strike, the central trade unions used to have a massive convention participated by thousands of people, then sometimes probably a parliament march, and then the strike. That time in 1981, the march was held in the Boat Club Maidan. Now he hold the march, it will be stopped at the Parliament police station. At that time, lakhs of people went to the Boat Club Maidan. In the Pandal, our leader spoke. They took the memorandum to the Parliament. It is very near to the Parliament. Then came back, reported to the people that what we have presented. And all these things happened. But now, because the central government is not allowing anybody to go to the Boat Club Maidan, etc. Government was not sitting idle. Brutal repression was unleashed. Then 10 people were killed, were the martyrs of the first strike in 1981. Thousands were arrested throughout the country. Under the National Security Act, this 1982 strike is considered as the starting point of the struggles by all the central trade unions. All the central trade unions were not there, of course. It was limited. But gradually it has increased. And now it is 10 central trade unions. Now, the nationwide 2-day general strike or 48 hours general strike on 28th and 29th March, called by the joint platform of 10 central trade unions. INDUC, AITUC, HMS, CITU, AIUTUC, TUCC, SEVA, AICCTU, LPF, and UTUC. You will be seeing that one major trade union is not in this, that is BMS. But till 2013, till the BJP government came into power, all the 11 central trade unions were there. Even when Congress was ruling, the INDC was also there in the struggle. But once the BJP started ruling, the BMS has been compelled by the powers that be not to participate in the strike. So These are the other 10 central trade unions called. Yes, also almost 60 independent federations and all India unions are also party to this strike. The last year you have seen the success of the farmer struggle, which continued for more than 1 year, have given inspiration not only to the Kisans, peasants, but to the entire nation that the injustices can be successfully fought. But again, reports are coming that the assurances given to the peasants, Kisans by the Prime Minister, it is not being fully implemented. And they are trying not to implement. Of course, the 3 farmers' laws are cancelled, but still there are issues. So the Kisans are also thinking of starting another long agitation. What are the main demands raised in this strike? It's almost the same as in 1991. Of course, with certain additions required in the present circumstances. It was the National Convention of Workers held at Jantar Mandir. Of course, many of our comrades have participated in the convention on New Delhi on 4th November 2021, which adopted the following charter demands and called upon the workers to organize massive propaganda on the same. Also organized the general strike on 23rd and 24th February, but due to COVID, the central trade unions postponed it to 28 and 29 March 2022. The 13th, you are all well aware of the 12 demands. I am not reading it, it is before me, including the labor codes, no privatization, food and income support of rupees 7,500, universal social security, statutory minimum wage. All these are there. But the last 12th demand is very important as far as the senior citizens and pensioners are considered. That demand is cancellation of the new pension scheme, or they call it national pension scheme, and restoration of the old pension. Substantial increase in the minimum pension under employees pension scheme, which is almost about 1,000 or now. So these demands is very important to the pensioners, and it is such an importance has been given to that by the central trade unions is a hint that the pensioners organization has been doing hard work and convincing the central trade union that their issue has got to be seriously taken. We are happy that the central trade union has included this major demand in the charter demands. Independent federation, the All India unions have given additional charter demand concerning their workers and pensioners, in addition to the general demand. As far as the Confederation of Central Government Employees and Workers, we have given an additional charter numbering about 14, out of which the following is concerned with the pensioners. I am not reading all the things, only those things which are connected with the pensioners and retirees. Payment of arrears of DA are withheld for 18 months from January 2020 to June 2021. Very clearly, we will know that the government has no right that the DA of the employees as well as the dearness of life of the pensioners, but they have done it. And although it has been restored, the ideas coming to crores and crores of rupees, it is still kept with the government of India. Our demand is that payment idea should be given back to the pensioners. Like scrap new contributory pension scheme. Everybody knows it. There's got to be restore old defined statutory pension scheme to all employees This is a very important demand. Now there are some results coming out of it. Earlier, all the central government and all the state government except Kerala, West Bengal, and Tripura were left parties in power at that time. They said we will not implement. But later when the government changed, Tripura and Kerala, they also became NPS. Bengal alone is there. But now because of the maximum propaganda and other things, political situation, Rajasthan government and Chhattisgarh government has declared that they will bring the old defined statutory pension. When the Lieutenant government came in Kerala 5 years back, they also decided that this should be brought back, and a committee has been appointed. That committee is trying to find out how the old pension scheme can be brought. So there is some advancement, but this is only minimal. So this main demand has been put in there that the defined statutory pension scheme should be brought. Also, there should be a guarantee of the last pay drawn as minimum pension. Then scrap the draconian Rule 48 of CCA pension rules, etc. I am not going into the details, that's well known to you. Then another thing is about the 5-year wage revision and naturally 5-year pension revision to the central government employees' pension. Also, it is demanded that the 8th Central Pay Commission should be appointed immediately so that the benefit should be given from 1/1/2021. We have been given from 2016. Now the 8th Pay Commission should be appointed because 10 years is a very long period. Then one thing, the 7th Pay Commission, our confederation, NCCPA, pensioners organization, they have all given memorandum, discussed with the 7th Pay Commission on so many issues. But they never accepted those things. But one rank, option 1, parity was reckoned by the 7th Pay Commission. It was not implemented by the government, but after much effort, the military, the navy, etc. got it. The civilians not get it. Now we are demanding that option 1 recommended should be given to all the central pensioners. In the same way, there is an anomaly that those who retire on 30th June have some difficulty. So one notional increment has got to be given to them. And there are so many anomalies in the pension. When it was 7th CPC was implemented, it should be all settled. Another issue is about the COVID-19 related issues pertaining to central government employees and pensioners on top priority basis. They should be given compensation, they should be given relief, they should pay the medical payment. All these things are included in that. And again, in the NCTPA confederation, there are autonomous bodies also. There also the 7th pay revision, 7th CPC recommendation should be implemented. The confederation very clearly, in addition to the workers' demand, mentioned the pensionary demand also. We are part of the NCCPA, National Coordination Committee of Pensioners Association. Here, we have specifically mentioned about the pensioners issue. As confederation stated, implement option 1, fitment as recommended, revise the pension revision of BSNL pensioners with a 15 fitment. This is a special case. In the BSNL, pension revision is given on IDA pay scale, that is industrial DA. And the wage revision is also on that basis. It was given in 2007. 2017, it is eligible. 3rd Pay Revision Committee has recommended, but the government is not giving, saying that pension revision can be only after the pay revision of the BSNL. There is no funds for the BSNL. They are delaying the pay revision. 5 years are over. But what is the demand of the NCGPA is government is paying the pension of the BSNL pensioners. Pension contribution is being given by the BSNL to the government. That too at the maximum of the pay scale. Government has got the money. Why they are not giving? So this is a question. That question has been, demand has been raised by the NCGPA. Another thing regarding the other autonomous bodies also. We have got the bank pensioners are also part of the NCGPA. Then provide notional fixation of pension under option 3. That is recommended by the Fifth Pay Commission. Extend benefit of medical allowance rule to all pensioners who are not covered by CGHS. Increase the medical allowance to rupees 2,000. And again, we had demanded at that time that minimum pension should be 60% of the minimum wage, that is 10,800 instead of the 9,000 that is being given now. Restore the commutation after 10 years. This was the issue presented before the Pay Commission. By 10 years, the commuted value is already repaid to the government of India. 5 years more, unnecessarily the government is delaying. This also is included. Then, recently the Parliamentary Standing Committee has recommended that after 65, 70, 75, 5% increase should be given in the pension. Now what the government is giving? You complete 80 years, you get 20%. I am a person who has got this 20% for the benefits. Comrade Harte or Comrade a senior leader, others who have completed 80, they might have received this also. But that is very late. The Parliamentary Standing Committee has suggested, recommended after 65, 5%. 70, another 5%. 75, another 5%. And by 80, 20%. So this is the suggestion that should be accepted. Bank pensioners, pension will be revised. It is very unfortunate. They get the pension at the third retirement benefits. But what happens? They don't have any pension revision at all. The pension continues as it is. It is a very injustice to the bank pensioners. Medical insurance scheme too, who opted for the same. Then another issue, very interesting issue is also that raised by the NCGPA. The train fare concession. So what is the train concession? About 20 years back, who have completed 50 years of age is eligible for 50% concession in the train ticket. If the train ticket is 100 rupees, and if you have completed 50 years, paid only 50 rupees. Therefore, who have completed 60 years, and if paid only 60, that is 40% is given to them. What happened that the government? Please, otherwise there will be no issue. Comrade Sudhaji. Okay. All people, after there is difficulty, okay, it's okay. So, this was taken away by the Modi government on 19 February 2020. We represented several times to the government of India that it should be restored. Comrade John Britas, MP from Kerala, raised in the parliament and told that this train concession should be restored to the senior people. But they say that there is no thing on that matter. It is going to be a very issue. Today itself, in Kerala, the Senior Citizens Welfare Association, for which I am the president, throughout the state, before the railway stations, before the central government employees, massive dharna has been organized, demanding that the train concession should be restored to the senior citizens who are above 60 years of age. Then equalized DA payment for all bank pensioners. Then ex-gratia payment to bank employees retired prior to 1996. These are the main demands that has been raised by the NCC. In addition to this, each and every of our pension organization, there are certain specific issues that have been raised by those associations also. NCCPA and its affiliates organized several educational programs to get these issues settled. These include webinars like this, demonstrations, district level, circle level meeting, passing of resolutions, sending letters to the Prime Minister and others. And it is also proposed to hold Dharna program on 25th March 2022, this 25th March, as part of the campaign for the general strike on 28-29. As stated earlier, the 48-hour general strike on 28th and 29th is a big step in focusing the demands of the pensioners and retired people before the central government. It is also a strong protest against the anti-people, anti-worker policies and actions of the government. Now, what is happening in the country is well known to our senior leaders. The public sector units, which has contributed much to the growth and development of the country, are being sold for a song to the big corporation. Air India is given to Tata for 1/10 of its price. And the minister in the parliament says it is given back to Tata. Government took it from Tata, returned it to Tata as an ordinary matter. If that is the case, they may be doing another thing. The Bharat Petroleum Corporation was nationalized by Indira Gandhi from the Burma. The Hindustan Petroleum Corporation was made by nationalizing the Esso multinational. So is Modi government going to give back the BPCL to Burma Shell and HPCL to Esso? Maybe they may do it. And each of the PSUs are being given at 1/10 or less than that price. It is just like giving free. The land, everything is going to be free to them. We have got the experience of Vidya Sanchar Nigam Limited. Now it is Tata Telecommunications. It was given for 21,000 crores when they had got 40,000 crores cash, liquid cash in the bank. Then they took the land also. Then what is happening in each and every PSU? Airports and railway stations are on sale. The Kerala state government is prepared to take airport in Trivandrum. The land was given by the state for the airport authority, but they want to give it only to private companies. Another company in the Kerala, the state government is prepared to take it over. The government says no, state government. It can be only given to the corporates. It's crony capitalism. Shares of LIC, the most profitable PSU, are being sold as the first step towards privatization. Privatization creeping in the postal services. There was earlier the courier. Now, gradually, one after another, they are creating such a situation that the postal service will become in loss and they can justify for handing it over to the private companies. In BSNL, very interesting things are happening. Of course, BSNL was formed not like LIC ITI, HMT, other thing. That was for the development of the country. BSNL was corporatized as the first step towards privatization. Now what is happening? If Vodafone is in loss, government is purchasing shares in crores and crores of rupees to the company. But for BSNL, they are not. 80,000 people, workers have been retrenched in the name of VRS. Out of 3.5 lakh workers, only about 60,000 workers are there. Non-executives are about 30,000. Contract workers, 1 lakh contract workers out of 1 lakh, only 10 are eligible. Their wages has not been paid. In the BSNL, they don't pay the medical allowance and medical allowance and reimbursement to the pensioners. Compelling them to go to the CGHS. You go to the CGHS, it is better for you. So these things are going, and gradually BSNL is made completely lost. Then oil companies are on the verge of disinvestment. When state governments are prepared to take over the PSUs, center says it will be sold only to private companies. Hard-won labor rights are being taken away. All the laws that is taken away. You know what has happened in the postal department? They issued the order stating that if you want to elect a leader, the office bearer can be only with the prior permission of the department. They have to give them whether they are to decide who is the leader of the trade union movement, who is the leader of any organization. And Comrade Parasham, on his retirement day, Secretary General of the NFP and Secretary General Corporation, he was issued with a charge sheet on that day. Of course, yesterday I got the AP news that the charge sheet has been withdrawn. Very good. At least some common sense had come to them. Then, whatever benefits are available earlier, they are being taken away, like the considering train tickets. A few days back, decision taken to reduce the interest of Provident Fund from 8.5 to 8.1%. Earlier, you may remember the seniors, about 13% interest was there for the senior citizens. Deposit in the banks. Now just come down very down, about 7%. Tomorrow, what will happen? Why we all depend upon this and deposit in the banks? Now the returns are very less. Increasing the rates of treatment in empaneled hospitals in the CGHS scheme, the government was not increasing the rates for years together. So what happened in the private hospital? They say it is a loss to them. They are withdrawing. And in many places, there are no empaneled hospitals or CGHS. What can be done? So, as I told, in this case, struggles are the only way to compel the government to accept our just and right demands. This has been done by the farmers, and they have got some certain agreements. These attacks on the workers and pensioners are part of their neoliberal policies. Corporates are given all benefits and concession, while the ordinary people are left to suffer. Recently, some reports are coming, very interesting reports, very painful reports. Inequality in India has crossed all limits. We used to tell central government employees before the pay commission, the difference between the class 3, class 4 employees and gazetted employee, it was inequality was about 1:7. But gradually, after each and every commission, the difference of 1:12, 1:13, like that is going on. It is also with the people in the country. Inequality in India has crossed all limits. The bottom 50% of the country are having only an average wealth of 5.9%. 50% has got only 5.9%. Top 10% owns 65%. The top 1% owns 33% of the total wealth in the country. About 3,24,049 360 crores a day. Inequality is increasing every day. And also, in the international level, India is going to be very, very shameful. India is on the bottom line of many international index like poverty, hunger, inequality. The World Inequality Report states India stands out as a poor and a very unequal country with an affluent elite. There are rich people, but the people are very poor. It's a very unequal country. In the Human Development Index, India ranks 131 out of 189 countries. Out of the 189 countries, India is only at 131. Our neighbors are before us. India, Modi goes everywhere and says about the greatness of India. But they know what is happening in India. In the Global Hunger Index, India ranks 101 out of 116 countries. Only 15 countries are behind us with regard to the hunger. It is not that India is short of supplies. It is the pro-corporate and anti-people policies that is creating this big divide and inhuman development indexes. It is against these anti-people and anti-worker policies and action that the 2-day strike on 28th and 29th is being organized with the slogan. What is the slogan of the strike? Save the people, save the nation. Save the people, save the nation. Let us, pensioners, be part of this great movement, interest of the nation and for our own sake. NCCPA, AIPRPA, AIBDPA, and other pensioners organizations have given call to organize programs in support and solidarity of the 21st general strike. 25th Dharna is given call. All the central trade unions except BMS are participating in the strike. But remember, but many unions affiliated to BMS in many factories, in many plants, have declared their support to the strike and they will also participate. This strike is going to be the biggest strike in the India so far. It was reported that in the last strike, about 25 crores workers and others have participated, and in this strike, certainly it will be more than that, and it will be a warning to the central government to change the methods, and anti-people policy and others has got to be stopped. Let the pensioners, we pensioners have been part of the working class. We worked for 40 years or something less. We are part of the working class. Though we are not working, we cannot go on strike. What we have to propagate, we have to organize programs. We had on that day itself, whatever programs are decided by the NCCPA, our other organizations, we have participated fully. And we give a warning to the government that these attacks are not going to be accepted. This is what I have to say. So let us make the 28-29 strike a very big success. Let the pensioners, though now the COVID situation is also improvement is there. So in that way, let us participate along with our workers. Thank you very much, comrade. I am very thankful for AIPRPA and the organization have given the webinar and given me a chance to address and subject. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. And thanks to comrade Namboodiri ji for addressing this meeting, and he has categorically stated reasons, demands, and the policy of the central government on the issues. He has also emphasized that NCCPA Confederation has decided to support this strike, 2-day strike, which is also noted by him that all the organizations, unions affiliated to BMS are participating in the strike. That is his observation. He has put quite a long history also before the meeting. I am very much thankful to him for this studious speech and inspiring the workers. Now, next speaker of today's meeting, meeting will be Comrade KRG, Comrade
Yes. Yes.
Jairaj.
Yes, Comrade, I am here. But is there any need to speak? Almost all the points have been covered by Comrade. But is there any need to speak? Only one thing I have to mention.
Yes, yeah.
First of all, I congratulate AIPRPA and its General Secretary, Comrade Kaya, for taking initiative for holding this webinar. And it will surely help to educate the pensioners why this strike is being supported by the pensioners associations. And we know the situation in our country, as has been well vividly explained by Comrade Namboodiri in his speech. We know the situation in our country, as has been well vividly explained by Comrade Namboodiri in his speech. We know the situation in our country. We being the senior citizens have a great responsibility to the people of this country. Actually, the people and the workers are being exploited like anything. The people of this place, with the support of the government and the workers ruling in the country. Like anything. And I think this strike is the biggest strike in the country, because we have been able to establish a unity of the country unions and farmers organizations during the historic struggle of the farmers. A unity of the country and farmers organizations during the historic struggle of the farmers. Now, when this strike takes place, our farmer community will definitely join and help that this strike, the 2-day strike by the central trade unions and the independent federations, will become a resounding success. The 2-day strike by the central trade unions and the independent federations will become a resounding success. So, comrades, when we participate in the Dharna on 25th, apart from the demands declared by the central trade unions, the pensioners organizations, NCC, has rightly put forward certain important demands of the central government pensioners. Pensioners organizations, has rightly put forward important demands of the central government. And I think that the parliamentary committee's recommendations regarding the additional pension to start from 65 years and also to increase the fixed medical allowance from 1,000 to 3,000 rupees, and to expand the scope of the CGHS by starting wellness centers in all district headquarters, and also implement the Supreme Court decision to fully reimburse amount for private treatment in the non-empaneled private hospitals, etc., needs to be taken up, and talk out a program of action by the NCCPA. I have made a request to our Secretary General NCCPA to focus on these parliamentary committee recommendations and to have a program during the current session of the parliament itself. There are so many other issues, but this is a very golden opportunity. The parliamentary committee recommendations have taken note of the issues being raised by the pensioners for a very long time and given its recommendation. So we have to press it that it is being to be implemented. All other issues have been covered by Namboodiri. I did not want to elaborate further. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, comrade.
Thank you, Comrade Jairaj-ji, for addressing this meeting.
Comrade,
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Pradhan ji, Comrade Ragate ji,
Yes, sir.
Comrade KD Kera, Punjab National Bank advisor is very much here. You can ask him to speak for a minute.
Comrade KD Khera. Comrade KD Khera is here in the meeting. I will request him to address this meeting. He is here in the meeting. I will request him to address this meeting. Comrade Khera ji, am I audible to you?
Comrade Kera ji, आप अपना माइक को पहले अपना माइक को अनम्यूट कीजिए। केरा जी, आपका माइक म्यूटेड है। आप अपना माइक को पहले अपना माइक को अनम्यूट कीजिए। केरा जी, आपका माइक म्यूटेड है।
Yes, sir. I am thankful to the President and others for giving me an opportunity. I have only to add that we all are with you, then all the issues are covered by Comrade Namboodiri, and I have nothing to add. That our full support is for the agitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comrade Khera ji. Thank you.
And I have nothing to add.
KR ji.
Comrade, there are only two more leaders.
Comrade
KB Krishna Rao and Comrade Sharma ji from Rajasthan.
Okay.
You can ask them to speak 2-3 minutes.
Comrade
KB Krishna Rao and
Comrade Sharma ji, SK Sharma ji,
ask them to speak 2-3 minutes.
he will speak. Comrade Sharma ji, SK Sharma ji, he will speak. Comrade Sharma ji, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, welcome and address.
Comrade Sharma ji, yes, yes. अपना माइक को भी अनम्यूट कीजिए.
Okay. Okay.
Ah,
Thank
yes.
you very much to all the comrades who are, particularly our patron, Comrade Namboodiri, who has elaboratedly brought out all the points connected with the pensioners. Particularly our patron, Comrade Namboodiri. And I, on behalf of CGPA Rajasthan Jaipur, extend full support and solidarity with the striking employees of the central trade unions. And we have discussed day before yesterday in our executive committee meeting. The program will be organized here at a state level, and we will participate in it. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you. Next, comrade K.V. Krishna Rao ji. KR sir, Krishna Rao, comrade K.V.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Please, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I at the outset, I thank Comrade KR for arranging this webinar, and our leader, Comrade Namboodiri, for addressing this this meeting today. And Comrade Namboodiri has traced the history of the workers' struggle right from 1947 until date. And he has not left anything for anybody else to add to what has already been said. And he has covered the entire problem being faced by the workers of the country and the pensioner, including the pensioners, the BSNL pensioners, and yet all. I would like to, first of all, on behalf of the Coordination Committee of Central Government Pensions Associations in Karnataka, of which I am the president, and on behalf of the Karnataka PNT Pensions Association, Bangalore, I would extend our solidarity and support to the general strike, a call for which has been given by the central trade unions, supported by 60 other federations in the country, and wholeheartedly supported by the NCCPA also, of which we are the affiliates. We would support this. We would join the struggle, and to whatever extent is possible for us. May not be physically possible for us, because all of us are most aged, 75, 78, 90, like that. And whoever is in a position to join the struggle, we will request our members, pensioners, committee members, etc., to join the struggle. The 25th, on 25th, this sitting strike, on 28th, 29th, 2 days strike also. And about this demands of pensioners, I would like to add only one issue, that is regarding ignoring the promotion earned by the employees after passing an examination. In the Department of Posts, 50% of the posts of clerks are filled up by promotion of the lower grade officials. So now this MACP is denied to three MACP. There are three promotions. One MACP is denied to those officials who are promoted as clerks from a lower post. So that also should be taken, because the promotion earned by passing an examination should be ignored. Rule 8 of MACP rules, they say that promotions earned earlier should be taken into consideration for MACP. So that is another important issue concerning about 50% of the employees. That also should be taken. Another important issue I would like to mention. And Comrade Namboodiri has already mentioned about the notional increment and the MACP, implementation of MACP 1/1/2006 instead of 1/9/2008, another important issue. And the government has saved 35,000 crores by freezing our DA. 35,000 crores. That was the reply given by the minister in the parliament. So that is another important issue we should pursue. So with these few words, I would like to end my speech, and I thank KR again for giving me an opportunity to speak in this meeting today. Thank you all.
Thank you, Comrade Krishna Rao ji. Thank you. Comrade Krishna Rao ji has declared support to the program. Yes.
Comrade Raghateji, you can thank all the speakers and also all the participants and conclude the meeting, comrade.
Okay. Yes, sir. Comrades, today this meeting organized by AIPRPA was addressed by these many speakers, including Comrade V.N. Namboodiri ji, Comrade Amaji, Comrade Krishna Rao ji, Comrade K. Jairaj, and they have declared, they have supported the strike, today's strike, proposed strike, and also boosted given their valuable speeches on the occasion. I thanks all of the comrades for delivering this speech in this meeting. I am not able to see at right now all the names here on the screen, but all the comrades, there are about 35 participants present for this meeting, webinar. I thanks to them for participating in the meeting. Comrade KR, he has taken a lot of pains in organizing this meeting, issuing of meetings, sending of the emails, and organizing and also managing the technical side of this webinar. I must thanks Comrade KRG for his efforts in organizing this meeting. Again, with thanks to all participants, leaders, and speakers and general secretary, I declare today's meeting has been concluded. Thank you, comrades. All participants, leaders, and speakers, and general secretary, I declare today's meeting